Hello, hi there gorgeous Pisceans, welcome to my channel. My name is Bella and this is your love horoscope for July 2018. So if you'd like to know more about me and my services, or perhaps you'd like to subscribe, all the information and the button to subscribe is just down below. My pleasure to give you this reading for July, and it's really interesting. So for those of you who don't know me, if you watch me for the first time, how I work is I work with the help of my spirit guides. It means I'm a psychic basically, and I tune into the energies that I'm being shown, given or felt, so that you can navigate through this month. Now my guides, as some of you know, like to sing, and they are singing a song which is a really old song. I forget who sings it. It goes, "What have you done for me lately? Ooh yeah." Sorry, that's my really bad singing. It's like 1980s or something. I'm not even sure who sings it. Do you know that song? If you know who sings it, comment down below. But "What have you done for me lately" is a little bit of the theme this month when it comes to your love life. Some of you, now I have to be quite clear, because this could be that somebody else thinks it's about you, in terms of they think and feel, "What have you done for me lately?" Or you start to feel about this about another person. So it's quite interesting, because last month you were very, very loved up because of that June gorgeous energy, but it feels to me that there is a dynamic that seems to come out in this month where actually one of your mindsets has shifted just a little bit, where you're starting to feel, or the other person's starting to feel, that you haven't been putting in your share a little bit. So this is why my guides are singing this song, "What have you done for me lately?" Because I'm feeling like you haven't done enough, or that you're not giving the right balance, or they are not giving you the right balance, if that makes sense. Like there's a real element throughout the beginning part of the month where you just feel like, this is really hard to explain because I can't be certain 100% if it's you that feels this about another person or they feel it about you. I think it's a bit of both. I think some of you will be watching this as Pisceans going, absolutely, I feel the other person is not, has lapsed or got a bit lazy and hasn't been given as much as I have. Or you will be the Piscean that is not giving enough to somebody, or it's perceived, because I think the reality is I think that you have been, but for some reason, so for example, it could be that you both live together and one of you's been supporting the other financially for a while because the other person has been out of work, for example. That person in this month starts to get resentful about it, and so therefore thinks, well, what have you done? You don't pay the rent. I do. Do you see what I mean? Even though everything else in your relationship is perfect, they seem to be honing in on that one little thing and saying, "What have you done for me lately? What have you contributed?" To get me. It could also be as silly as, you're the one that always does the laundry, and you're just fed up of doing the laundry, and so in this month you're suddenly like, "What do? You don't do the laundry." "What have you done for me lately? When did you put the laundry on for me?" Do you understand? So it's not a deal breaker. What my guides are saying here is just that there's an irritant where you or the other person feels that one of you isn't pulling your weight, isn't doing your share. And there's an element of you feeling one of you feeling a bit taken for granted, or that you feel like feel like you're treating them naively, or that you feel like they're treating you like you don't see it. Does that make sense? Oh, so how does that get resolved throughout this month? Let's have a look at this. So communication, my guides are saying here. But also, if it happens to be you, Pisceans, that's been accused of this, that actually don't try to argue back. My guides are literally saying, throw your hands up in the air and say, "Yes, thank you for letting me know that. Let's see how we can work towards me doing better." Or let's have a plan, because some of it might be out of your control. Would help appease the situation. I think it's so easy, particularly when it's such a small thing, when everything else is good in your relationship, to get defensive. My guides are saying it's pretty much the worst thing that you can do, because it would make it implode more than it needs to. So if it's you, Pisceans, put your hands up and say, "Yeah, I could be doing better." If it's the other person and you're the one saying to them, "I need you to do better," My guides are asking you to moderate the tone of it, again, so that things don't implode, to get the best out of it. So I guess the suggestion would be, instead of yelling, don't yell, or change language from you did this, you did that, to change it to, well, I feel that I could have been doing the laundry more, and it would be really nice in this situation that we share that more. Do you see how I never said you did this? I made it about myself, but also used the word situation, so that it lands on the person's ear better. So that is what my guides mean about communication. It's not just talking about it, but the communication needs to be calm. Because otherwise these things can escalate, and they don't want that for you, because they're actually saying the connection that you're in, or just newly got in, is a really good one. And they don't want you to lose the momentum of the love bond that you had last month. They want that to continue, despite the normal irritants. I mean, basically what I'm seeing is normal relationship irritants that sometimes we can control quite well, or we can let get out of proportion. And I think the reason why my guides are bringing this up is because they're just saying here, they want it to be proportionate. Now, as we go into the second week, the person who brought up the dissatisfaction, you or the other, is going to be observing the situation. So albeit that I've just said you're going to do it calmly, or they're going to, or that you should respond to it calmly, it feels to me that there is watching to see that you have or will be delivering what you agreed to do. So for example, if you were the Piscean where you were being told that you're not doing too much, and you went, yep, I'm really sorry, I'm going to do it, make sure you do it. All right. Again, what it feels like, this reading, is that you're on this line that if it's not managed very carefully, it could tilt over. And so my guides are trying to give you guidance on not letting it tilt over. Again, if you are the Piscean who's had to answer somebody else and you are now watching them, if for some reason they fail, my guides are saying get it into proportion, that this is one thing out of 9 things that they do right. Does that make sense? So you've got 10 things that they normally do right, and this one thing they're doing wrong. They're saying here, moderate your way of engaging them back into what they promised they said they were going to do. Do you get me? Balance. See how it's balanced? Balancing all the time. It feels to me that it works out fine, because it feels to me with that good communication happening, that you or the other person will work to make sure that that is demonstrated, which is what I love about the partnerships that Pisceans have been in, really, and are in right now, is that it seems to be that you always work things out even when it gets challenging. And this is an example of that in this month, about how you work it out, basically, which only demonstrates how strong your connection is with that person. And I don't care whether it's new or long term, it just demonstrates the direction it's going. And they're saying here, what it teaches you both also is to look at the glass half full, or that the glass at least has something in it which can be raised, instead of looking at things negatively, which I think is what sometimes we can do in relationships, and then wonder why they unravel around us. And also I get for you, there is some good news coming from you that is external from your relationship in the 4th week. So an achievement of some kind. I kind of get an award or wish coming true. Something good happens at the end of the month. The other person perhaps is a little bit jealous of your achievement, a little bit, because of how it will lift you in a different direction, and may get a little bit worried. But other than that, you're in this really good melting pot, basically, with this month for you. You get lessons around how to successfully overcome possible friction in your relationship, as well as having this kind of successful ending for you that is outside of your relationship, but of course will affect your relationship because of how it impacts you and your personality. So I would say here, take a leap of faith on the continued faith of your relationship, that even if there is resentments from you, or even if there is resentments about you from another person, that you do find a way of working it out. And I do hope that with my spirit guides guidance that helps a little bit more than perhaps you might have handled it. So anyway, that was your reading for July 2018. I'll be back next month. Do watch out next month because I will actually technically be away, so there'll be some extra information in those videos just to let you know what happens when I'm not around. Anyway, take care people, and love and light. Take care. Bye.